Oh, why is this so tiny? Oh, well, let's try this. Nobody's in here yet, so I just thought I'd like to try going outside. I don't plan on having a long live, but I do not have a lot of daylight, and I know there's a lot of other people who go live. But I had mentioned this on my other live, but I'd like to just sit outside. Hi, Brutal Bob and Lashes. Something's different from the last time I went live outside. Um, my screen is really tiny, and I don't know how to make it bigger. But I've got a bag of apples in my hand, and I thought I'm gonna throw off a square bale and just sit and see if the oh, Heather, the language police. I'm like, who? But it's Heather. See if the donkey and the colts will entertain us. Okay, so I walked out of range of my Wi-Fi. Can you guys hear me now? The reason why I saw a black screen, I don't know if you guys saw the same black screen, was because I walked out of range of my Wi-Fi, so it connected to my cell service now. So everything's good now. So that blue tarp is my haystack. I'm gonna go get a bale, and that'll be my chair. And there's Christy right there. So she's probably gonna get curious once I start ruffling in the bag. Oh, she's coming over now. The only thing is they don't know to stay for the camera. They're gonna try and get as close as they can. She's checking you guys out. So what's everybody been up to today? I had an in-service online and we were allowed to do it from home. So that's why I'm at home so fast today. Hi, RG. And these are still my nameless colts. I haven't given anybody a name here. The other day I came home though, and my older horses had pushed the fence open. It is locked with a chain, but the chain had a link that was removable, and they just kept pushing on the fence and bent that link, and then the chain fell off. And I was shocked to see that none of these guys were injured because the older horses got in here. But that's why the black filly is back with the two boy colts, because she ended up coming to them, and the donkey went to the older horses, but then she crawled through the fence and came back. So I saw somebody else come in here. Hi, Big Tim and RG. You're cutting wood for the shop heater. I'd like to have a box stove because I have a lot of wood that I could be burning when the power goes out. And the power was out the other day, but it wasn't cold. So, and that's the thing about this guy's going to be a Palomino. But the thing about them is if they lay down, they get so dirty looking. But they are beautiful when they are clean. And he's got to grow into his coloring yet. Oh, okay, I have to get my bale set up because you guys can't see it, but Christy's already trying to break into the bag of apples. So hi, Heidi. So let's see if I can do this one-handed. Of course I could put this down, but oh, I'm gonna show you guys what happened the other day. So I'm squeezing through this fence here. There we go. See, she's trying to get to the apples. Nope. If you guys can see that plug, I had a plug on the outside of my barn and somebody chewed it off. So I don't know if they got a good zap on them or not. Hi, Rebecca. Hi, Modog. Does anybody see the link if you wanted to come visit? I tried to post that up there. But if there was somebody in the basement, the way I am on the phone, I don't know if I could see them. Oh, well. If somebody does end up coming in the basement, just let me know, because I'm not sure if I'm looking at my screen the proper way. Oops. Sorry about the... trying to do this one-handed here, and my gimbal kind of is going everywhere there. I see a hi to Druzy. Did I miss him coming in? There we go. I will not be able to throw this over the fence with one hand, so we're going to scoot it underneath. There we go. Modog. But are you feeling better, Modog? Hi, Rockstar. Oh, you know what I should have titled this to get people to come into view? Showing off my ass. You think that would have got some views? Well, see, I brought this bale for a seat, but now they're eating it. Don't want to push them too hard in case they kick at me. These guys are not trained at all yet. But Donkey's going to be too close to the camera because she wants these apples. Let's see if I can get her in the picture here. Hi, Jan. Well, that's good to hear it's somewhat. A little bit is better than not, right? Uh-oh. She's too close to me. I need to back up. Now the colts are curious, wondering what she's eating. The comment's delayed. I see Modog's finally laughing at my comment. Hey, I could have got clickbait, right? Anything to draw attention. No, I never even heard the term burrow before. Burrow, B-U-R-R-O. Oh, look, this one's taking my fingers and all. I don't know if there is a difference. I've always thought they were interchangeable. Is burrow just a different country of origin for the donkey? Of course, anything I say right now is a pure guess. See, horses don't make good content because they always want to get closer to you than where you need them in the shot. So basically, she's on top of my camera right now. There. That's how she's standing, and that is where I was sitting, right there. So she doesn't have very good boundaries. She will come right on top of me here. She's going to get a stomach ache from eating so many apples. Hi, Nicole. See, Heather, that's what I thought too. I thought burro was just, without a W, was just a Spanish word for donkey. Well, so much for my chair. I guess I'm going to stand. Hi, squirrel. Hi, Bullock Experience. Sorry if I'm missing anyone. I see about 2 or 3 comments at a time. Hi, Badass. Well, I have to say, Bullock Experience, my ass is cuter than yours. And if you were watching him yesterday, you'd know what I'm talking about. Hi, Handicapped Traveler. Okay, so I do see that I have a guest here, and I have no idea how to get to them, but I'm going to try clicking on the icon. There we go. That works.
Hi.
Hello. I've never done this on my phone, so.
Oh, you did good.
It's a learning experience too, to be able to do this outside and have guests. Hi, Jesse.
Yep. Well,
hi, Danny. I realize the truck is going on at 4:30, which is in a couple minutes. But
yes,
that's okay. I'll be over to Chuck's as soon as I'm done here, and I don't expect anyone to stick around. I just wanted to try this out to see what it's like. I've only done one outside where I didn't even know how to invite the guests up. So now I know it works.
That's great. So. Well, what I was told, the difference between a burro and a donkey is that a burro is a wild ASS.
Okay.
And a donkey is a domesticated burro.
Okay.
That's what someone told me.
Yeah. Well, there you go, Nicole. Those are my animals. But because I put down that bale to sit on, now they think it's supper and they're eating it. So, and they waste so much because I don't know if you can see this ground here. That is all bale that they didn't eat, but they lay in it too. So
I watched another channel that what they ended up doing, they have longhorns.
Yeah.
And what he ended up doing was making, like, I would call it a manger, where you kind of cut into the fence a little bit so the bale can be ran in there from your tractor if you have a tractor.
Yeah.
And they stick their head through where the bars are.
Well, how do Texas Longhorns do that?
Well, they just put their mouth through where he had these boards.
They don't have horns, though?
Yes, they do have horns, but all they're doing is sticking their mouth in there, and their horns are back further. So they're sticking their head in there. And I watched the horses also be able to turn their head and be able to pull the hay out.
See, you're supposed to have tombstone feeders for horses, though, because if a horse gets spooked, the first thing they do is lift their head up. And if you have that top bar, they bang their heads on it. And I have a tombstone feeder, but I save it for the round bales.
Oh, so, okay.
But I do need to I had one that I bought at auction, so it was a used feeder, and the bottom has rusted out. So now I need to, I need to buy another one.
Yeah, I just got the alert for
Chuck.
Yeah,
it just popped up on mine too, so. But yeah, I completely understand, because I'm usually over there too. So if you guys got to go to Chuck's, we'll see you later, because I'll catch you guys there.
Yes, you will. I'm going to head on over there.
All right. We'll see you in a bit.
Okay, bye.
Okay. What? Bob, what are you saying? Miss Danny, your namesake is losing her spots. Nicole, you should come up as a guest. And see, Donkey's not even interested in the apple anymore. She's eaten her hay. That sounds good, Jen. I did say hi to Squirrel, right? Oh, and this guy barks at anything just to get people starting to run. His name is Enos. I don't think I've ever shown him on a video. He's trying to scent the air right now. Nicole, do you want him? Because he's the most annoying one. He will bark and there'll be nothing there, and he just does it so he can get the guys to run with him. And who's here? That one over there is Cletus. Cletus is my biggest dog. He's like 100 pounds. So I've got dogs that range from just over 50 to him, which is 100. Oh, she's coming to check out the camera again. I should, Enos, like as in E-N-O-S from, they're all named after the Dukes of Hazzard. One of the abandoned fawns we were raised. Oh, okay. I should show you guys what I have to deal with every time I have to go feed the chickens. Here, I'm going to go open the door and show you what happens, except I usually go in from a different door. But I've got this water barrel here because, well, barrel trough, because the horse ran through here. It's only supposed to be wide enough for a human to get through, but I guess the dogs spooked the horse and she ran right through. But that was the first night she got here. So I'm going to take you guys into my chicken coop. I haven't cleaned it for the season. It has to be cleaned. I think the pigeons can hear me. But I usually come in on the other end, and I usually have what you're going to see fly over my head. So, or maybe they're out right now. Oh, I guess they did leave. I can see one on a perch. Don't know if I caught that on camera. I usually have about 20 pigeons in here by the time I go to do chores in the evening. Because when I get home, I only have 2 hours before it's dark. And they just build their nests and constantly hatch out eggs. I wonder if you guys can see this or not. These guys would be maybe a day or two old. I know it's kind of dark, but I don't know how to turn on a light on this camera. But yeah, they're not the prettiest things. And I don't know how well pigeons are as parents because they let their other ones die. Oh, what happened here? Sorry, guys. Well, I guess we're going to be looking at it this way. I think I hit a wrong button or something. Actually, Heidi, we were slapping her to get her on the trailer, and she didn't move at all. And I know, yeah, maybe you guys are joking around, but I can tell you the dogs barked at her because they've never seen a donkey. Hi, Jonesy. And I kept telling them to get away from her. And one dog got too close and she lifted her back legs up. And I've never heard a crack like that before in real life. I've only heard that sound effect on a movie when somebody punches the other person. But yeah, my camera flipped around. I don't know what's going on. Maybe I hit a wrong button. But those are my geese, my chickens. And I just got some from a, what do you call it? A poultry farm, I guess. My neighbors picked up some. So I've got some chickens that are growing back their feathers. They weren't too pretty when they came here. But when I get these free chickens, they will lay for years. So I'm not sure why they throw them out so easily, but I guess they're all about making the money on them. Oh, Nicole, that's all I do. I do my chores and then I go to sleep because I have to go to sleep to get up for the next day to do it all over again. But if I'm doing my chores and I don't have anything extra to do, it doesn't take me more than... The fastest I could do it is 30 minutes because all I'm doing is throwing bales and feed. And the longest it could take me is an hour if I have to fill the water troughs or something like that. And this guy is Vance. I gotta look at their collars. Vance is the one who had it the worst from the porcupine. He's the one who I saw tearing it to pieces. This is Cooter, the one that got whacked in his face by the donkey. But he learned his lesson. He hasn't been back to her, bugging her. I could take you guys for a walk and see if the other the horses are on the hill. I'll give you some perspective of how my place is set up. So there's the 3 colts and the donkey, and they're kept right by the barn, right where the pigs are. And then past the haystack. Let's see if my camera's acting funny with this gimbal. I'm still learning the gimbal. But this has grown in so much. I'm behind on clearing this. It's supposed to be a road, but it's come down to a trail. But now would be the time to clear it because everything's got their leaves off and I can see where I need to cut things down. But this is where this fence here or gate, this is where I used to keep my goats. And the fence would just get shorter and shorter because they would climb on it and I would piece it together. And then I finally just gave up and I sold them. But I had made a little shelter for them. It's rotting. I need to take it down already. And the blue tarp in the distance is my other haystack for the other set of horses. And, oh, I don't know if you guys are getting wind in the mic now. Hi, Jamie. Just catching up to the comments here. Hi, Little John. Is the wind bad? Because I'll turn around. This is my round pen that I haven't used lately, and I need to fix the gate because one of the posts needs to be replaced. It's leaning. And I need to start using it again, but that's what the reason for bringing all those colts home rather than just selling them this year. But there's the other guys. And these are the ones that have been on the other videos. This gimbal is great. It takes away the shakiness. But gosh, Sometimes it has a mind of its own and just turns wherever. And there, oops, in the distance, lost all its leaves. That's the big cottonwood tree. But the one that is poking out of the haystack that's in the distance behind it, there's another one growing. So it's not going to be the lone cottonwood ranch. It's going to be a couple of cottonwoods right now. Thank you, Jamie. So this is Rain. And behind him is Tyrone. And I just say Ty. I don't know that he knows his name. But this is my trained guy, Jack. And I learned how to train a horse on him, and he was the perfect horse for a beginner to learn from. Heidi have 80 acres. And that also makes me worried that if I try and train another one, if he's not as good as Jack was, that I won't be successful with him. I don't know how to put it. Like, I mean, this guy could have a saddle falling off of him and he wouldn't do anything. I'm trying to stand closer to the haystack out of the wind. Well, thank you, Jamie. And the other night where I showed you that water trough is blocking that little part where I walked through. So the dogs chased the colts when they first got here. The black one ran through that. She ran up here and she ran through this barbed wire fence. This barbed wire fence is not that great, but I don't know how she did it. She blew through it. The top wire is still up. The bottom wire is down. And she has not one cut on her, and neither do any of these boys. So I was very lucky there because I've seen horses get tangled up in barbed wire. I actually had to put down a horse one time because he bucked into a barbed wire fence and he ended up snapping his leg. So that was a, what do you call that? Traumatizing event, I guess. He was my first registered quarter horse, and I loved that horse. And I have never bawled so much in my life, and my kids saw it, and I think I freaked out my kids that day too. But before we fixed him, he had bred 2 of my mares, and I lost one of those horses a couple of winters ago. I don't know what happened. He got sick, and the vet came over and saw him, and then after the vet saw him, he died. I think she gave him too much, but that's just my opinion. But I do have a mare out of him, and that dun that you see with the donkey is actually his grandson. So I still have his bloodlines. Well, I'm trying to go back here. How much land? Question, thank you. Oh, are you talking to Bob about that? Because I answered that question. Sorry. Yeah, that dun has a lot of characteristics of that horse that I lost. So that's why I decided that I'm going to keep him and try and train him. I noticed that the 2 boys, the Palomino and the dun, are much quieter than that black filly. And I'm hoping that one of them turns out to be a good saddle horse because Jack is a 2008 registered quarter horse, which makes him, what now, 14 years? And it'll take at least 2 or 3 years before well, not 3, 2 years before I start putting a saddle on those colts. But I wouldn't start riding them intensely till they were 3 or 4. So it takes a while before you get another horse if you're going to start it from the beginning. And I don't have the kind of money that I can just go out and buy a couple $1,000 horse, which is probably what you need to spend on a good horse in Canada. But let's go back to the donkey. What did Bob say? How many acres does he have? I missed that one. So yeah, I guess I could span around everything you're able to see. Well, you can't really see off into the distance. The round pen is in the way, but all those trees in the distance are mine, and the property stretches past that. These three boys are gelded. Rain and Tyrone were gelded late. Like, I mean, very late. They were probably 10 years old when I gelded them, but they are not trained in any way other than I've had a halter on them, but they're also not wrecked. Nobody has trained them in the wrong way. So they still have hope to become maybe like a sled horse. I don't know if I will ride them, but those trees in the distance are my property edge. Don't want to turn you guys around too fast because the camera seems to be flopping around if I do that. There we go. I don't know why it spans to the sky. And I know there's a feature here where you can lock your gimbal and it will just keep it even and it wouldn't move on its own like that, but I haven't taken the time to see how to do it. I know it did it automatically one time when I was cooking in the kitchen and I set it down to videotape. Hi, Sunfish. Oh, actually, you know, the horses are going to get a treat this year because I got alfalfa bales, although I could never figure out with the donkey, she's got a fat neck. And then when the farrier came over to fix her feet because she wasn't being taken care of often enough and she had too long a hoofs. Anyway, I got the farrier over here and he had said she's eating too richly grains or alfalfa. And I said, well, it would have been the grain because my parents, it was a bad year last year. They didn't have good hay. So they gave oats and poor hay to get the horses through the winter. And, oh, I don't know, I'm rambling now. Why did I bring that up about my donkey? I have no idea. Oh, my bales. My bales aren't going to be good for her, so I don't know how I'm going to keep her separate from when I feed, because it would be convenient to just throw a bale and let them have at it. Hi, Pineapple. So the dun is the caramel colored one. Let's see if I can get close to him and I'll show you why. For those of you who don't know horses, I don't claim to be an expert, but in case you didn't know, a dun is because they have that stripe on their back. And so he is a different color than his grandfather. The one I lost had a black mane and he had tiger stripes up his legs. So I don't know if he's going to change into that because right now it looks like he's going to have a light colored mane, but things happen as they get older and they change color. What did Sunfish say? I don't understand well that and the wildfires. Oh, hot and dry. Yeah, so what's going on in Texas this year is what happened to us last year. We didn't get rain for like 2 or 3 months and it was ridiculous. And then when hay was for sale, it was all snapped up. And the only thing that I could find was It was so dry, a guy was able to cut down a swamp area. So the hay I got was full of poor grass and cattails. So my horses survived by getting grain and that hay. And you can see in the distance here, all the waste that I got to push up, and it's going to just be one big compost pile. I'll come back to it in about, I don't know, 2 to 3 years, and I'll be able to use it as soil on the garden or whatever. But yeah, I had a bad year for hay last year. And this year, the guys that I found, he had good hay, but smaller bales, and he charged a lot for delivery. But like I say, beggars can't be choosers, and you know, I hear that donkeys, about them being protective and stuff like that. This donkey is a bit of a pushover, but if you're there aggravating her, which is what my dog was doing, she got tired of it and she kicked, and she got lucky and she connected with his head. Not lucky for the dog, but I don't know. I've never seen a band of coyotes come through my yard since I got my dogs, because that is also why I have my dogs. When I first moved here 16 years ago, I was sitting in my living room and it looks out into my lawn and also goes to the bush. And I had, in single file, about 6 coyotes walk right through my yard. And I thought, nope, not going to happen. So I got some good dogs. Jamie, for years, up until maybe the past year, maybe 2 years, I got grain for free because my dad planted oats and I would just go visit my parents and load up. So never paid for grain. But in the past couple of years, he's been downsizing his farm. So we have been buying, or he has been buying grain from people and then giving me, or I've been going to the pet store and buying rolled oats, which is crazy in price because it's up to $20 for a 20-pound bag, or I guess that would be around 50 pounds, 20 kg bag. So I actually went to the place that makes this rolled oats, and I said to them, how much would it cost to get a big bag? And he said, straight out of the bin. And I said, yes, I don't need rolled oats. And for the price of that bag, which is about $180, it's the same as it would cost me to drive out to my parents. Sunfish, you're saying ranchers around you have coonhounds? Oh, Great Pyrenees. Sorry, I didn't see the comment before. Yeah, those are good protection dogs. I don't know if I could ever tame these dogs around my horses. The dad of all these dogs did not bark at my horses. 12. See, you guys, that's a lot of money, because if I did the conversion, that would be about $20 for, but you're saying chicken scratch. I buy layer feed, but because this place that I went to makes layer as well, what did I do? I came in with cash and I ended up walking out of there with 2 layer feed and a rolled oats for $35, which is cheaper than buying it at a regular store, but they gave me a deal because I paid cash. So let's see if I can sit further away from them. Maybe that's a better view. I have to get better at using my gimbal here. There we go. But I've also asked them, if I bought it in bulk, if I bought 50 bags at a time, which would be 1,000 kilograms, or you have to times that by 2.2. So that's 2,200 pounds of layer feed. I would pay, if it was bagged, it would be $770. If it was in one big bag, I would pay $730. So you save $40 by getting it in a big bag. And I was thinking, well, if I pay the extra 40, it almost makes sense to buy the individual bags because I can't, I don't have any storage here. I bought my animals before the place is set up, and 16 years later, there's still ways that I can improve this area. Jamie, where are you? Are you in the US? Because I just got 2 layer feeds, but that was from the people who make it. Like, if you think the oats and 2 layer feeds, if they were equal in price, I would have paid around $12 a bag. But I know one was cheaper than the other. I don't know if it was the oats, though. I think the oats is cheaper than layer feed. Yeah, sunfish, I don't officially hunt with my dogs, but I do go out and take care of anything that they've treed that is bigger than a squirrel. I had a couple of porcupine problems, and I didn't put it on video because I didn't want to show it. They did have a coon right where I'm sitting. He was maybe in the bush 20 feet behind me is where I took him down. Jamie, can you remind me of where you are? I want to know where your layer feed is so expensive because that's a Canadian price. Thank you, Nicole. It is my piece of heaven. It's something that I've always wanted. Yes, Marilyn. Yeah, Jamie, that's really expensive for an American price. You know, it might not be the best. I do put up with the poison ivy. There are tumbleweeds. I do have sandy soil, but I would not trade this for the biggest house in a city. Well, Jamie, I think I'm going to have to check out more of your content. Do you have any, well, I'm not looking for the actual hunt, but do you show your dogs racing there we go. Add to stream. Are you up there?
Hey, good morning.
I'm learning how to add people because I'm sitting here on my phone, right? Holding my gimbal. I'm sitting on the haystack right now because if I sit closer to them, they're up in my face and then you don't see anything. So.
Well, it's great seeing your property.
Well, I would like to do this more often because I find this more relaxing than sitting in front of the camera. And it gives something better to look at than me. But I won't be able to do this much longer because I'm not going to be doing it in 40 below. Oh, cute cat. She's just passed out.
Yeah, it's getting not getting enough affection because of the dog. So I thought I'd sit here with the cat for a while. Yeah, can't play favorites.
The who came in now that I've got a dog under my elbow now wants attention. Bird's nest. Well, I said that wrong. Bird nest. Hello. That's a new one there.
Yeah.
So I didn't plan on staying long. I know I'm going to watch Rich, but I also knew that if I wanted to go outside today, I had to go before 7 o'clock because it'll be pitch dark. And I realize I'm on top of. I usually watch Chuck right now, but I don't know. I got to figure out a time where I could be outside on the weekend where I'm not interfering with people I know.
Yeah, well, I think you just got to enjoy the time you have with what you got. So
yeah, well,
Don't be too worried about other people. Just
I am going live, but I also get I don't have to worry about the hours of upload on a regular video. And now I have the memory of what my property looked like in this year. Although it
yeah.
hasn't changed much in 16 years. The barn has gotten chewed off by weathering. I need new siding on it. I need new fencing in a lot of places. But
Like it must cost you a lot of money to feed the animals every week.
Well, for the winter, so the square bales are my own hay, and my dad
Yeah.
helped cut that. So the cost involved would be him traveling here and gas in the tractor. The round bales that I had to buy, I paid $2,500 for. And that is why I kind of was like I'm finally catching up. I got behind in some of my bills and stuff, but that's taken care of and that'll last all winter. So I won't be spending any more money on them except for I'm going to buy some oats as well. But that I'm going to get 1,000 pound or I'm going to get 1,000 kilograms, which is 2,000 pounds of oats for under $200, which to me is a good deal. So that'll last me all winter as well. So I won't be spending any money on the horses this winter.
What about your dogs? They must eat a lot. I'm imagining they're big dogs.
I think you know what? Every time I go back to the store, they increase the price of dog food by a couple bucks, which I don't even know why they're doing it, except for money hungry. But a bag of dog food lasts 2 days, and right now it's $25 for the cheapest stuff. So I don't know what the math is. What's 25 times 15 in a month?
You're the teacher.
So that would
20,
be 250s
well, 20,
is 100,
yeah, 20.
and
Yeah, no, 25 by 15. I'd go.
$325. Is that right?
Yeah, sounds
Somebody
good to
can
me.
tell me if I'm right.
I'm just Australian.
It's a lot. They cost me a lot. And then hopefully they don't get into any more porcupines, right?
Oh man, that looked painful. Yeah, for everyone.
Oh, you know,
But
that last dog that he got to the second. Oh, look at who's coming because they can hear me talking. He's wanting his food. Can you see him by the barn corner there?
the
He's coming
pig, is it?
closer.
Yeah.
That's my little pot-bellied pig. And that's the thing. I'm sitting here talking. He hears my voice and he knows I'm associated with food. So that's why he's coming this way. Or he sniffed the apples.
Yeah.
I interrupted our conversation there. This guy, I need to give a shot of, the painfulness. That last dog. This guy needs some ivermectin, get his hairs growing on his back again.
Right. How do they survive the winter? What do they do, the pigs?
They're my trash compactors. I think, if it wasn't my voice, he's smelling these apples. Because he will come and clean up under my tree when all the apples are starting to rot.
I've seen that video. Yeah.
But yeah, he's eating the apples now.
It was apple season,
he's probably 15 years old now because I got him the first year. I was here a year and I've been here 16 years.
Yeah. Who says pigs are ugly? They're cute.
Who said that? I extreme fishing. Yeah, I can see that bird nest. I have 2 pigs, Nicole.
Good
Jamie, I didn't know that. Hope the recovery is going well. Gosh, you have some expensive prices. They said their cheapest one is $28.
Man, prices are just going up and up on everything. Like, it doesn't matter what it is.
It's just ridiculous.
Mm-hmm.
I like this place that I'm talking about that has the bulk feed is actually a colony that produces and makes their own feed. So that's who I'm going to.
Mm-hmm.
Like a Hatarian colony.
Yep. What do you do with all your ducks and geese?
Look at them.
All right. So you
Everything
don't.
is a pet here. I do eat the eggs, although sometimes I'm not good at collecting them and they hatch out. I had a pigeon hatch out a chicken egg because I never took it away from the pigeon's nest. So I got a new chicken, although I think it's going to be a rooster. But the geese and the ducks are purely for watching. I get enjoyment out of it. So I have expensive hobbies.
That'd be my style. Like, I couldn't be the one doing the chickens for meat. I'd have to get somebody to do it for me.
See, and my parents still do that. But I know it's not going to last forever. But they got my son to help them when he was a little kid. And now he's 26 years old. And he's going to be able to help me when I have to do it.
Yeah.
Because he knows the whole process better than I do. And I've been out there to help. Because as kids, we only had to wash them and bag them. But he's the one who showed me where I need to make all the cuts. And I asked him if he could butcher them if I ever had to have the flock. And I'm pretty sure he's going to be able to do it once my dad stops doing it.
Right. Well, that's handy. Handy for you.
Yeah.
We got similar sort of weather today. It's sort of grey and cloudy, high clouds. We had a lot of rain last night, but
you guys are moving into the good weather, right?
Supposedly. We've had a few good days of spring already, but it's just we just got a bit of a weather system come up from the south, which is the cold air and stuff, and so the surf down at the beach, like I'm sitting here, you probably can't see it, but the beach is down that way. Waves are looking pretty big. Tides in.
I can see where the water is. That's about it. I can't see details.
Yeah, well, no, there were, like the other day there was like 50 people in the beach swimming. Today, there's nobody. But just the cat likes this room. This is like the little sunroom.
Yeah.
In front of the house, and
like a covered porch.
Yeah, and it's that's the old front door there.
Is it screened in as well?
Yep. It's sealed, completely glassed in, sealed.
Oh, that's glass there? I can't tell.
Yeah, no, that's glass. Big window.
Okay.
But so the cat just loves this room, as you can tell. He lives downstairs and then comes up
Thanks,
and hangs
Jamie.
Here for the day. But no, it's been good watching you walk around your farm.
Yeah, I didn't go too far, just to the barn, but I don't know what I'm like when I'm walking. If you guys hear me huffing and puffing, I should do a full 80-acre tour one day. But all you guys would be seeing is trees with no leaves. Because if there was any wildlife, like I used to be able to do that. I could go for a walk and a deer would pop out of the forest or something like that. But these dogs will be miles ahead of me and chase everything away.
You need a golf cart or a four-wheeler or something like that to
something fat. You know what? The dogs would still be ahead of me because if I go, well, I would have to really book it to get ahead of the dogs. And then I would be to the point I'd be going so fast it wouldn't be safe on the bumpy land. Because as soon as I get going in a vehicle, they're gone.
Wow.
So I don't know if it's true or not. They said that my uncle was telling me that they crossbreed huskies with coonhounds to get better, um, like a long endurance dog to pull sleds. So I don't know if it's true or not, but they would be crazy enough to, like, because when they go, they're gone.
Yeah, I had a husky for a while, Siberian husky. He was a lovely dog, and like I used to tie the kids' push bike to him, and he would just run up the road, and he just wouldn't stop. And kids would have to slam their feet on the ground, sort of thing, to hit the brakes and stop the dog and turn him
I have
around.
to I have to go to my dad's. He has a sleigh. That horse I have, Jack, the one I've got trained under saddle, I also have him trained to harness. And I used to have well, I still have it. It's in the bush here. I have a pallet that my dad curved the bottom of it. And I used to stand on the pallet and he would take me up and down the road. So I asked him if he has a one horse sleigh. And he does. I just haven't picked it up yet. So that'd be nice to do some winter videos that way.
Oh yeah, that'd be awesome. Yeah, don't tell Skipper; he'll be
Oh,
jealous.
yeah. He needs reindeer, though.
Yeah, I'll just put
No,
some
I do.
antlers on your horse. He'll be all right.
Jamie, I do not have a quad. I had one. We had a tiny quad for the kids. Like is it a 40cc would be one of the smallest ones. It wasn't even a full size quad. But we left it for so many years it didn't start, so I just sent it back to my parents. And honestly, if you wanted to walk the property, it takes about 20 minutes to get down a half, because it's a quarter mile by a half mile rectangle.
But I'd still use a quad. That'll be me.
But you got to enjoy the scenery though, right? I don't know. That's the
Yeah.
same thing with snowmobiles. I have a ravine that it would be nice to go snowmobiling, but I would rather be on a horse sled than a snowmobile.
Oh yeah.
Or I have snowshoes, but I need to fix the binding on them because the leather strap broke. But I also need to get a pair of mucklucks for snowshoeing because all I have is big winter boots and they're no good for snowshoeing.
So what's the coldest temperature you're going to have in winter? Average, like.
Well, it gets down to minus 40, and with wind chill, I don't think I've ever seen 50. But usually when it gets like that, you're home from work, they'll cancel work, or you won't be teaching that day. The kids won't be in school. So
minus 40 Celsius.
yes, that's a typical 2-week endurance in the winter. Sometimes it goes for a month.
How's the house handle that? Like,
my bill for the month, because I have an electric furnace, it was up to 600 one month. So, but we missed 16 days of school last year. It was a record with all the storms and the highway closures. I've never missed that many days in all my years of teaching.
Did they pay you?
Oh yeah, you get paid. They're starting to do this. You can work from home because you're on the computer and stuff like that. And sometimes you have meetings over what is it, Google Meets or whatever. So
man, if I can sit here in Tasmania and talk to you in Canada, it's pretty cool. You should be able to have somebody in the classroom while you're teaching, like the kids.
Oh, yes, you could, except for
the kids at home. Yeah.
The kind of kids we teach don't necessarily, they're not allowed on technology at some places because that's their belief. Like I'm a music teacher and I can't play music to some schools. We can only sing and that's it. They can't even touch an instrument. So
what's your instrument or your specialty?
Well,
what
I am
do you enjoy?
Music and art teacher, so I probably have more skill on the art side. But the music that I have is I can play a bit of piano. I do have a guitar, and I have, like, the way I teach the kids is they can only learn the chords for the hymns that they sing. So I can do that for them. And then the other option is sometimes some schools will do recorder, or they can only do choir. So that's pretty much 4 options for the kids.
I think everyone done recorder at one stage in their life at school.
Yeah, it's probably the most annoying instrument. It's good when it's played correctly, right? But how many times is it played correctly?
No, kids want to scream it. How loud can I get it? Yeah.
Yeah, bird's nest. I don't like the when that time change happens, by time I get home, it's going to be dark. So the only time I get to spend during the week at home is when the sun is not there. So I leave in the dark and I come home in the dark. So, and there's only a couple more weeks before that time change comes in. So I won't be able to do lives like this. Not unless it's on the weekend, maybe.
Well, we're in daylight savings right now. We've gone forward. Have we gone? We've gone forward an hour.
Forward?
Have we?
Yes, you would be the opposite of us, right? Because we fall back in the fall. And you are heading into the spring, so you should have sprung forward.
Well, that sounds good.
Yeah.
I never.
That's how you're supposed to remember it, right? Fall back, spring forward.
That's the first time I've heard of that since I've joined this community. So, yeah.
Well, that's the saying we have to remember it. But I still, you know what? Even if you gain an hour, you're still messed up in your rhythm.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. We're starting to get longer mornings now. Like when it first changed, the mornings were a bit darker. Now the cycles, the way the world's spinning, I suppose it's we're getting 6 a.m. daylight again. So and sunset's about 7:30. So it's pretty good at the moment.
Yeah, that second porcupine that came, the dogs were barking all night. And not one dog asked to come in the house because they scratch at the door. But they kept me, like, I was in and out of sleep because I could hear them barking. So when my alarm went off at 5 a.m., I went outside with a flashlight. I saw where he was in the tree, but I had to go back in. I thought, because I'm holding the flashlight in one hand, I couldn't take care of him that way. I need both hands on the pew pew or whatever. So I had to wait till 7:30 when the light was out, and I took care of him. But yeah, then I threw him in the burnt barrel, and after school, one of the dogs took him out. So I should have burnt him faster, but I didn't.
Silly dogs.
And that dog, that's what I cut my own conversation off when I went to feed the pig apples. That dog had to wait a day because I didn't have any cash on me. And I ended up calling my daughter, and she sent me some to go take care of him again. He had those quills in his mouth for over 24 hours, and some of them went over an inch into his gums between his teeth. Because like he was sedated, so he didn't know what I was doing. But when I was pulling them out, I thought that had to hurt. Because when you even get food lodged in between your teeth, and it's annoying. And he had it right in the gums. So.
Ouch.
But I hope he remembers that, though.
I was going to say, would he do it again? He probably would.
But he was affected by both. He was the only dog that touched the porcupine twice. So obviously he didn't learn from the first incident.
No. Oh, well.
But I see that I gone over an hour, and I'm thinking I'm going to shut down because I'm going to have to go do chores, and I'd rather not do it with a camera in my hand. And are you going to go to the Halloween party tonight?
Yeah, so it's...
So if anybody, I know we're down to 8 people watching, but if anyone's interested in some music and Halloween costumes It is Canadian fishing musician that is having a live at 8 o'clock Central tonight. And that, if it's like a haunted house or haunted barn, what he's got set up looks really good. So if you're into that kind of thing, come have a look. But otherwise, maybe we'll see you in somebody else's live before then. But
well, I'm trying to have Saturday off. I just sat here with the cat, and then I turned my phone on. I seen Johnny, Expeditionary Johnny.
Yes, yeah, I
as
was
you
there
said,
too.
Yeah, I said hi, and then I'm sitting here, and I seen you walking around. I thought, oh, you had the link there. I thought I'd just come on and say hi. And the wind never affected your microphone either. It sounded
that's
great.
good.
Yep.
That's good. But thank you for coming in. Thanks to everyone who's in the chat, and maybe we'll see you guys later.
For sure. Bye.